Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right, some practice questions.
Mm-hmm.
Two has gel. Which two and which gels?
Gold or tiger top. Separating gel, clot activating, and it is PST. Second one is light gray, and it's lithium heparin.
No, light green.
Light green, okay.
And the other one is SST.
Yeah, that's what the lithium heparin is SST.
4 has the additive EDTA. 4, which 4 and type?
Pink, EDTA, tan or brown. K2 EDTA, dark blue, K2 EDTA, or NA EDTA, and then purple is EDTA.
1 has 2 additives. Which one and what additives?
That's the gray tube. It has K-oxalate or sodium fluoride.
All right, there you go. You're not going to hurt me, right?
Try not to. Okay. Put your arm down. This is going to be on a downhill slope, dude. Okay.
Well, I'm the patient, so.
Yeah, on the patients. Okay. Okay. Make a fist. Well, I can't do it with this. No, not like that. Okay. Right there. There it be. Can't use your thumb. You have to use your first or your second finger to look for it. And there's 3 areas into which we look. And we try to stay away from the pinky side. But yeah, yours is good. Well, as you can see, we've had to practice our second week, well, first and second week, doing the tourniquets, making sure that we get the pressure right so we can pump up the veins and start learning how to feel for veins. Okay. All right. We also had to learn the color of the tubes. And what we mean by the color of the tubes is also the blue tube, what additives it has in it, why it's in it, the red tube, what we call a tiger top, gold. I don't know if you can see from the camera, but some of these have gel in them, and there's a reason for that. Our lavender tubes, and then our gray tubes. There's also a green one, but I didn't grab that one to bring it home to practice. But we have to know these colors, what department it goes to, so they know what test to perform. Also, we had to learn how to start putting all of this together like this, putting it inside here, making sure it's locked. The needle, making sure there's no edges or blunt endings to it. So we're all finding out that it's not as easy, or what we, and you're never supposed to recap a needle, so don't ever do that. I'm just doing this for showing purposes only. That phlebotomy is not just going in, stabbing somebody and taking their blood. It is way more in depth than any of us thought. Even with me having the book over the summer and reading it, it didn't make sense until now. So now everything that I have read is starting to make sense with the color of the tubes, the ingredients. We also had to do a CPR class. We all have to get recertified in CPR, even though I already am because I'm a certified nurse's assistant. We still had to do it for the class. And when we go for our clinicals, we have to be able to show that we are CPR certified and basic life skills certified. So with that in mind, as you can see, my dining room table is no longer a dining room table. Like I said, we had online courses. We have to study all of this. And there's 5 modules that we have to do. And that's why we have half a day, so we can come home and study these. And then next Friday, I believe, we have to take our final on this. So Tuesday, we took our test on our tubes. And let me tell you, BB's out of practice for school, so I was sweating it, but I did it. A lot of hard work, and like I said, with going to school every single day and then working. And granted, I only work part-time right now, but it's still a lot. We have a lot of notes that we have to take, like learning how much the blood is plasma and actually how many blood cells we have, the arteries, the veins, the capillaries, what each one of these in our arms are called, which ones are the best ones, your hands, your hand veins, the little butterfly needles that they sometimes use for infants and older people. And we were also practicing on the dummy arms just a couple days ago. So hopefully when we start clinicals in the next week or two, I believe it's next week, hopefully it won't be so scary. But even with the dummies that we practiced on this week, and granted they're dummy arms, but it still kind of felt weird to stick a needle into that vein. So we're all trying to get comfortable with that. We're trying to learn the process of doing it. We have to, well, it's called a requisition. I don't have a copy of one, but I'll get one. And that shows the phlebotomist what tube has to be drawn, what department it goes to, how to draw it correctly without putting any bacteria. And there's also, we're learning now the order of the draw. As you see, I have my tube set up with blue, red, the tiger, the gold, the lavender, and my gray. Each one of these tubes have got to be filled to a certain level. I don't know if anyone's ever paid attention, if you've ever had your blood drawn, that the phlebotomist, as the tube fills, you start to see that the blood slows down coming out. Well, it's not that it's slow coming out of the vein. We learned this week that these are pressurized. They have so much vacuum in them. So when you stick this in this, and it's in the vein, it'll automatically fill up to where it needs to, unless the vein collapses, or you put this in and maybe the tube is no good. Then they'll put another one in. So like I said, it's not just the whole thing of sticking the needle in someone's arm and drawing blood. Again, these are pre-vacuumed from all the manufacturers, whichever manufacturers it could be. It could be B&D. It could be any of them. These are practice tubes. That's why we have them at home to practice. Another thing is, let me think. the vacuums, the chemicals, the department it goes to. Oh, the other thing we're practicing now or working on is in the order in which you do it. Like when they sit down, you have to make sure that they're able to tell you their name, their date of birth, to verify on the requisition that it is them. And with today's technology, it's printed out on a label. So you would put that label on there. This way there's no mistaking the identification of the person, the date of birth, and the test that it's being done on them. And then after that, we have to learn how to set them up, clean the area. Again, the tourniquet, our lovely tourniquet, put that on, find the veins, clean it, make sure that we're sterilized before touching the patient, and then blood. And then making sure that we gauze, gotta love it. When we take the needle out, we have this in place. This way it stops the bleeding. Especially for people who are on Coumadin, we're finding out that a lot of different medications, with doing the blood, they're more apt to bleed easilier. So we have to be really careful. Probably, I think a lot now, I think the last time I had my blood taken, they have this, looks like tape or sports tape that they put on your arm after the thing. That's to help hold the pressure and keep you from bruising. So that's been this week's challenge, on top of all of our homework, classwork, online classes, and our in-class studies. So again, guys, if you have any questions, please leave a comment in the box and I'll get back with you as soon as I get the comments. So until next week, see ya.